Good morning, class.
Good morning,
Good morning, ma'am.
So for today's discussion, we are going to talk about former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and his contributions under his administration.
At the end of the lesson, you are expected to first identify some achievements of Ferdinand Marcos Sr.'s administration in the field of science and technology. Second, you are expected to trace how this contribution helped shape the Philippines as a nation. And lastly, you are expected to participate in our weekly oral recitation. So now, let's start. Ferdinand Emmanuel Adrelin Marcos Sr. was born in September 11, 1917 and died in September 28, 1989. He was a Filipino politician and was the President of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. He ruled as a dictator under martial law from 1972 until 1981. In 1969, he was re-elected, becoming the first president to serve a second term. During his term, he had made progress in agriculture, industry, and education. Contributions of Marcos in the field of science and technology. So the following are the bridges that were built under Marcos' administration. Next, we have the power plants that were built under his administration. The centers that were built under Marcos' administration. The following are the buildings that were built under Marcos' administration. And lastly, we have the contributions of Marcos' administration in the field of education and agriculture. Former President Ferdinand Marcos strengthened the development of science and technology in the Philippines. Many agencies, institutions, and projects were established, including National Grains Authority for the development of rice and corn industry, Philippine Council for Agricultural Research for the development of agriculture, fisheries, and forestry, Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration or PAG-ASA to ensure the safety of the people, Philippine National Oil Company to promote industrial and economic development, National Academy of Science and Technology, which is composed of scientists with innovative achievement in the basic and applied sciences, Plant Breeding Institute, International Rice Research Institute, Bureau of Plant Industry, and Bureau of Forest Products. Furthermore, President Marcos established the Philippine Science High School in Mindanao and Visayas to encourage careers in science and technology. After all these achievements of Marcos, he is claimed to be one of the most prolific and effective leaders of the country who has made the largest infrastructure investment which showed his potential that made the economy grow and made the Philippines a better country. That ends our discussion for today. And now, let us proceed to our weekly oral recitation.
The development of science and technology from the pre-colonial times up to present, 1450s to 1470s, modern printing press and first parachute. In 16th century, the first compound microscope. In the 17th century, the basic thermometer, the study of magnetism, the inventions of telescope, microscope, and barometer, and the Isaac's three laws of motion. In 18th century, the binary system, the first steam engine, and the inventions of sextant and pyrometer. In 19th century, inventions of the paper-making machine and the electric generators, and the theory of conservation of energy. In 20th century, the inventions of mechanical television, the refrigerator, and radar. Astronauts walk on the moon. In 21st century, the inventions of 3D TV, the electronic voting in computers. I have observed that the early inventions are just the ancestors of the inventions nowadays. The devices that we have now are very high-tech and really helps people in their daily activities. Because of this, work done by people became more simple as time goes by because the machines and the devices that we have nowadays are upgraded and evolved version of what we have during the pre-colonial period. Also, the things developed in the early years are the reason why the discoveries of our times become possible.
President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. is one of the most famous presidents of the Philippines. He is famous because of the many controversies that he had during his reign. But we cannot deny that he had contributed a lot in the development of science and technology in the country. So here are the major contributions of President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. in the field of science and technology to the Philippine nation building. First one is an aggressive infrastructure program encompassing a nationwide network of roads and bridges, dams and power plants, hospitals and institutions. He is also reorganizing the national science and technology and authorities and giving incentives to Filipino scientists and investors. Ferdinand Marcos Sr. also assisted 107 institutions in undertaking nuclear energy work by sending scientists to study nuclear science and technology abroad and providing basic training to 432 students, doctors, engineers, and technicians. So those are the major contributions of the late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. in the development of science and technology to Philippine nation building.
In terms of contribution to the development of science and technology in the Philippines, the government policy that I like the most is the Republic Act No. 2067, also known as the Science Act of 1958, an act to integrate, coordinate, and intensify scientific and technological research and development and to foster invention to provide funds therefore and for other purposes. This policy recognizes the vital role of scientific and technological research and economic progress, placing the status of science at par with other major activities in the nation. In a broad sense, this policy gives due attention to the following aspect of our economic program. Number 1, coordination in the understanding of more intensive industrial and agricultural researches. Number 2, establish the new extractive industries. Number 3, develop a program for the effective training and utilization of scientific and technological manpower. And lastly, promote the educational system for the country. In this pattern, each of the major operating segments, the government, private industry, scientific profession, colleges, and universities should pool resources and contribute to their respective share.
In fact, there have been inventions by Filipino scientists that are lamps, using seawater instead of kerosene, cooking stoves, using methane gas from farm animals' waste, running a car machine using water instead of gasoline. Aside from that, the Philippines also contributed with things like cell phones, cameras, karaoke, fluorescent light tubes, lunar buggies, and telescope to make more discoveries. Moreover, the Philippines' contributions are to have political unity that talks about communication and transportation.
Science and technology plays a vital role in every nation building, thus government must give much more importance with regards to this matter. I know every individual is talented and imaginative. Probably, in the near future, I want the government to create a policy that establishes a Science and Technology Innovation and Discovery Center, where it is open to all skillful and talented individual that is capable in engaging with scientific researches and inventions regardless of their educational backgrounds. As long as they can pass the standard skills required, anyone can be part of this organization. I have a lot of ideas on what policies should the government implement in the near future, but I hate the fact of how corruption hinders all of our brilliant ideas to be achieved for our nation building. I do hope that this current administration would start making better changes for our dearest country, the Philippines.
And that's all for today, and I hope that you have learned something from our discussion. See you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Miss Adanza.